The Prophecy of Shalom by Alois Irlmaier. Born on June 8, 1894 in Scharam by Siegsdorf in Upper Bavaria, Alois Irlmaier was not just a simple water diviner from the village of Freilassing where he died on July 26, 1959. He possessed extraordinary gifts. From his childhood, Alois discovered the singular capacity to feel water. Approaching a source or an underground watercourse, he felt tingling in his fingers. His veins dilated, and his divining rod came alive, attracted by the water. What really distinguished him was his gift of clairvoyance. Far from being a charlatan, Alois was considered by his entourage as simple, even naive, but profoundly good and helpful. His reputation grew mainly during the Second World War, where he located missing persons and predicted bomb impacts. In these times of rare and tragic news, he became a source of hope and information for the affected families. But Alois's fame was not without controversy. Accused of illegal practice of clairvoyance and witchcraft in 1947, he was not only acquitted at his trial, but also astonished the court by describing the judge's wife, whom he had never met, in precise detail. According to Irlmaier, his visions were as clear as film scenes. He had even predicted his own death, asserting during his last moments, "I am happy to leave now, for I do not wish to live through what I see coming." Albert Einstein said, "I do not know with what weapons World War III will be fought, but World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones." These words find a troubling echo in the visions of Alois Irlmaier. The German author Konrad Adelmeier had several interviews with Alois Irlmaier and recorded many of his prophetic predictions. He published these statements in a book in 1950, thus expanding the reach and impact of Irlmaier's visions.
Everyone is talking about peace. Shalom. That's when it happens. A new war in the Middle East suddenly flares up. Large hostile naval fleets face each other in the Mediterranean. The situation is tense, but the explosive spark will be thrown onto the powder keg in the Balkans. I see a great one fall. A bloody dagger is found near him. Then everything happens in quick succession. Powerful armies march on Belgrade from the east and push towards Italy. Immediately afterwards, 3 armored armies thrust like lightning to the north of the Danube and cross Germany towards the Rhine without warning. Everything happens so unexpectedly that the population flees in panic towards the west. Many cars clog the roads. If only they had stayed at home or taken small roads. On the highways, the traffic jams that slow down the push of the tanks are brutally swept away. Above Regensburg, I no longer see the bridges over the Danube. There is almost nothing left of the great Frankfurt. The Rhine Valley is devastated, especially from the air. In an instant, revenge comes from across the great water. Simultaneously, the Yellow Dragon, Russia, descends upon Alaska and Canada, yet it does not go far. 2 men assassinate a third high-ranking one. They were paid to do it. The first murderer is a small black man. The other is a little taller with light hair. I think it happens in the Balkans, but I can't say exactly. The third murder has taken place. Then it's war. The war begins at sunrise. Then everything happens very quickly. I see 3 armies coming to assault us like wedges. The caterpillar from below comes from Bohemia through the forest.
Father Norbert Bachmund, a priest friend of the seer, completes this prophecy according to what Irlmaier told him orally.
The enemy does not cross the Danube, but turns towards the northwest. The city of Landau on the Isar suffers heavily because of a bomb that hit it by mistake. The second assault wedge pushes directly westwards through Saxony, the third from the northwest towards the southwest. The Russians advance day and night. Their goal is the Ruhr, where the blast furnaces are located. Afterwards, I see the earth as a ball on which white doves fly away from me in very large numbers emerging from the sand. Then it rains a yellow dust in a line. The golden city, Prague, is annihilated. It starts there. It extends like a yellow strip that goes up to the city in the bay. When they start the spreading, it is a clear night. The tanks continue to advance, but those who are caught become all black. In this zone, no more life, no more tree, no more bush, no more beast, no more living grass. Everything is withered and black. The houses remain standing. What it is, I do not know and I cannot say. It is a long yellow strip. Everything that is there dies. No one can cross this strip without dying. Those who are inside cannot get out, and those who are outside cannot get in. So the Russian armored columns are broken and must retreat to the north, dumping all their cargo. None will come back.
According to the version reported by Arthur Hübscher, Irlmaier is said to have added,
It goes very fast. From the Danube to the coast reigns desolation. 2 columns of refugees still manage to cross the river. The third disappears, encircled by the enemy. Then the white doves appear, and a yellow rain falls from the sky all at once. It is a long strip that goes from the Golden City, Prague, to a bay of the Great Water. In this strip, everything is annihilated. Where the strip ends, there is a city. It is transformed into a pile of stones. The name of this city I cannot say. Swarms of pigeons come out of the sand. 2 herds reach the combat zone of the west towards the southwest. The squadrons turn north and cut off the road of the 3rd Russian Army. The ground is covered with caterpillars. But inside these tracked vehicles, everything is dead, even if the vehicles continue to advance before stopping gradually. Even there, the pilots continue to drop their small boxes, which explode before touching the ground, and spread a yellow or green smoke or powder. What is underneath is dead, whether it is man, animal, or plant. For a whole year, no living being can set foot on this territory without putting himself in mortal danger. The Russian assault is definitively beaten on the Rhine. Not a single soldier, from the 3 attacking armies, returns home. They drop something on the headquarters. I see a church on a mountain. The altar faces north. Southwest Bavaria will be protected. Our Lady of Altötting extends her mantle over it. From there, no one leaves. The people of the city go to the countryside towards the farmers and take the livestock in the stables from those who are not farmers and do not have enough arms to take care of the beasts. I see 3 cities disappear. One in the south sinks into the mud. Another in the north sinks into the water. And the third is also destroyed, but remains out of the water. The city with the iron tower, Paris, is destroyed, set on fire by its own inhabitants. In the country of the boot, Italy, a revolution breaks out. I believe it is a religious war, because they kill many religious people. Behind the Pope, I see a bloody knife. Among those who cannot flee, very few will remain. The Pope will do without them, and will flee disguised by the sea. He will return shortly after, once order is restored. The Alpine country, Switzerland, will be slightly involved from the north and the south, but in the east of the country, everything is calm. The countries going from the North Sea to Belgium are seriously endangered by the water. The sea is rough. The waves are high as houses, foaming as if it were boiling. The islands near the coast disappear, and the climate changes. Part of England disappears, engulfed when the thing falls into the sea, released by the pilot. Then the sea rises like a solid piece before falling back. I do not know what it is. During the war, or at the end, I see a sign in the sky. The crucified with his wounds, and all will see it. I have seen it 3 times. It will certainly happen. Suddenly the Russians must retreat to the north because of a natural disaster or something of the kind. The last battle ends near Cologne.
At the beginning of the year 1959, Irlmaier predicts,
One day during the war, everything becomes dark. Then hail breaks out with lightning and thunder, and an earthquake shakes the earth. Then do not leave the house. The lights go out except for those of the candles, consecrated candles. The electric current is cut off. Whoever breathes the powder will get a cramp and die. Keep the windows closed, seal them with black paper. All running water is poisoned, and all food that is not in hermetically sealed cans. Even food in jars cannot be consumed. These packages do not hold. Do not drink milk. Buy some cans of rice or legumes. Bread and flour are preserved, moisture molds, like meat, except if it is in a zinc can. Outside, it is the deadly dust. Many people die. The rivers are so dry that they can be easily crossed. The cattle perish, the grass yellows and dries, the human corpses are all yellow and black. Everything passes after 3 days. The wind chases the clouds of death towards the east. But I repeat, do not go out. Do not look out the window. Let the consecrated candles burn and pray. During these days, more people will die than in the 2 world wars. In Russia, a revolution breaks out and a civil war. There are so many corpses that they can no longer be evacuated from the streets. The cross is honored again. The Russian people believe in God again. The bigwigs of the party commit suicide, and their long faults are washed in blood. I see a red mass mixed with yellow faces. It is a general uprising and an atrocious murder. Then they sing the Easter song and burn candles in front of icons of the Virgin Mary. The darkness of 3 days is approaching. I see 3 9 figures. I cannot say what it means. The third 9 brings peace. Then the cross will be honored again. When everything is over, more people will have died than in the 2 world wars combined. Then there will be peace and a good time. Men will fear God again. The laws that put children to death will be invalidated after this great sweep. I see a thin old man who becomes our king. The meadows bloom again when the Pope returns from exile. When autumn comes, people gather in peace. At first, there is still famine, then so much food that everyone eats to their heart's content. The landless people can go where there was the desert, and each one can settle where he wants and have as much land as he can plow. People are few, and the grocer stands in front of the door and says, "Buy something from me, or I'm done for." We plant vineyards at home because the climate has changed so much, and southern fruits grow at home, and it is much warmer than now. After the great catastrophe comes a long and happy time. Whoever lives then will live well and can only be happy about it. After the victory, an emperor is crowned by the Pope. How long does it last? I see 3 lines. I don't know if it's 3 days, 3 weeks, or 3 months. When everything is over, a large part of the population is no longer there. The missing are more numerous than those of the First and Second World Wars. After these events comes a long and happy epoch. Whoever lives it will do well, but men will have to start everything again where our great-grandparents had to begin.